hope that you enjoyed our first vlog series, which was all about training. If you missed it, you can check it out on our YouTube channel. Our theme for July was digital gap analysis, where we take a deeper look into what it is, why we use it, and the benefits. You can read more about this on our blog post. You can find the link to our blog below in the video description, and then you can thank us later. So let's get chatting with CCB about the digital gap analysis. So tell us, what exactly is a digital gap analysis?
Something very, very new to Metis. We probably have been doing it for quite a while without putting a name to it. And what actually happened was about 2-3 months ago, we had a gap analysis done on our own company in regards to just our finance. And during that meeting, our accountant then asked us if we could please do a digital gap analysis for their company. So went back to the board, and basically, in the best terms, it was auditing their online platforms, such as their social media platforms, their website, looking at does it conform to best practices, as things are always constantly changing. Their campaigns has been set up correctly, has been targeting, are they wasting budget, as well as things such as Google My Business. It's a platform that people don't really think of. So taking a look at that, and then looking at the Google Analytics. A lot of the time people's Google Analytics is not set up correctly, and the problem is then they're making decisions on data that's not correct. So taking a look, making sure it's all set up correctly, and then finding the opportunities within that data as well. So yeah, I guess it does change from client to client, but overall that would be a gap analysis.
So why do you think someone should ask for one, or why should they consider it?
So, I mean, we've actually since then done quite a few, and everybody has their own reasons. Some guys are doing things in-house, and they just want to make sure that they're on the right track. A lot of other people have come to us and said, we just want a fresh pair of eyes on it. It doesn't mean that there's something necessarily wrong. A lot of them don't actually feel that there's anything wrong with their online marketing, but they just want to see maybe they're missing out on some opportunities as well. And as I said, it's always good to have a fresh pair of eyes on something, because it's amazing when we look at something for such a long time, and we just don't notice things that maybe are out of place. So that's I would say is the main reasons that people are coming to us.
Okay, so looking at all the reasons as to why someone would want a DGA, what would be the next step forward?
A DGA, I like that. So basically what we would do is we give them a questionnaire, because before we can analyze your online marketing and take a look at platforms, we can't give you recommendations if we don't understand why things are done in a certain way, or whatever the case is. So we first start understanding your business, who your target market is, what are your goals, what are the KPIs that interest you, who are your competitors. So we get a lot of information from the client, and then from there we need access to all the platforms, and as much access as possible. So if it's, let's say, something like Facebook, it's not just about looking at the Facebook page and seeing it's pretty. It's about actually going into the insights and looking at the data there, are they reaching the right people, etc., etc. So we just get as much access as possible and as much information as possible. And then from there, we get into the trenches and just start basically taking it through kind of like a checklist. And to a large extent, like a lot of stuff is in place. So it's about then going, okay, well, if there aren't too many gaps, where are the opportunities?
Okay. And then lastly, what happens next after you've gathered all the information?
So what we like to do is we like to put like a bit of a strategy together, so and prioritize things. So we will present to the client, and if there's any like big red flags, we're like, okay, this has to be sorted immediately. So a typical red flag might be something like an e-com site. One of the most common things we see is that people don't have their payment gateway as an exclusion. So a lot of their traffic channels aren't saying like which one actually brought in the sale. So getting things like that fixed. There's only quick fixes as well. So just prioritizing any fixes that are needed, and then start looking at, well, what's going to now take my online marketing to the next sort of stage, and who would be responsible for it? Is it something that can be done in-house, or do you need to outsource it? So just kind of like walk the road and just take a very handhold approach, because normally that presentation doc is, comes in as like 20 pages long and it looks super overwhelming. So we want to just try and make it easy and see that, that online marketing is something that actually needs a constant gap analysis done because things are changing so quickly. So just taking it step by step.
Wow, awesome. Sounds like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but it's fun.
But definitely beneficial to the clients, and especially with the digital industry, there are endless opportunities.
Absolutely. And as I said, like for me, probably something I would recommend that businesses should probably do at least twice a year.
Since everything's changing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sounds like a lot of work, but can definitely take your business to the next level.
Yeah, no, and for the month of July, we actually have a bit of a promotion going on just to get people introduced into it. So anybody that contacts us before the 31st will receive 25% off a DGA, as you said.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time.